Thank you, Your Worship. So a couple questions based on your just most recent comments. And you can understand how frustrating this is for council, because every time you appear before us, you make public comments, you give us different versions. And that's why you heard a lot of concern last night about what is really going to happen with this project. And I'll give you an example. You just said a few minutes ago that if the dock could not be built, that you would somehow financially compensate us with an equivalent amount of mitigation. I asked that same question just a very short while ago when you presented this to council, to Bob Lapham, your CEO of the CRD, and he said that would be impossible. I asked that question specifically. Would you give us compensation? Because it was very vague as to whether or not this would ever get approved by the other decision makers. And he said very clearly that he could not compensate us, but he was pretty sure that it wouldn't be an issue because it would be built. Now tonight you just said that you would compensate us. What is the real story? And this just plays to the example that we just heard from your answering the question from the mayor.
I'll ask you to ask your question.
Seem to know what's going on with the minister. Yet the minister has confirmed today to the media that you have spoken to him.
I'll ask you to ask your question.
My question is, what is really going on with the barge and the compensation for the barge? I have to make a decision. All of us have to make a decision on facts, and you keep changing them.
Respect rules, please. Mr. Sweeten.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. I'll be very careful with my answer. I will not be as aggressive as you have been, but I'll be very careful with my answer.
Point of privilege. Sorry, this is frustration. This is not aggression.
Councillor.
I don't need commentary on my comments to you. Just answer the question.
The answer to the question is, when the question was asked at council and Mr. Lappin answered, it was correct as the councillor said. The question was, will you compensate us? And the answer was no. If you ask me the same question tonight, will you compensate us? The answer will be no. The CRD is not able to compensate and to hand out money to Esquimalt. What I said tonight, very clearly, and I can reread it if you want.
Yes, please do. Please read it again.
What I said was, if the CRD fails to obtain the required permission, the CRD will provide Esquimalt an equivalent cost mitigation on the site. That is different from compensation. We are able, for instance, if we can't give you the dock, we can do something else on the walkway and put that money into the walkway. What we cannot do is hand out $150,000 to Esquimalt. We cannot compensate Esquimalt, but we can provide additional mitigation to Esquimalt. And that's exactly what Bob Lappin said, and that's what I said tonight. And I'm sorry for any misunderstanding you might have had.
So if I could ask a question on that, what is that equivalent mitigation amount? You're not. I didn't ask for a dollar amount to be given to Esquimalt. I asked what would be that amount. And the answer that I received was, we cannot do that. That was from your CEO, Bob Lappin, a short while ago.
The CEO clearly
So what is the amount?
The CEO clearly said that we could not compensate. However, we can provide mitigation, and that mitigation has to be on the site.
And what is that amount?
Councillor, I'm going to move on.
We still don't know the answer of what that amount is.
I just said the amount was $150,000.